They first start out asking John, interrogating John, are you Elijah? They ask him, are you the Messiah? Are you the prophet? But they first ask, are you Elijah? Right? Because all these guys are conflated together. And you remember, maybe you won't remember because this is a kind of a unique passage that very few people read. When's the last time you've done your devotions in 2 Kings? Don't raise your hands, it's okay. Now a man came from Baal Shalisha. Congratulations on saying that correctly. You brought the man of God, brought Elisha. Bread, the first fruits. They're in the northern kingdom. They can't bring the first fruits to the priests in Jerusalem. They're stuck with a false religious system. So they bring their first fruits to the prophet, to the school of the prophets. And so they give it to Elijah. 20 loaves of barley. Again, it's poor man's bread. Fresh ears of grain in a sack. And he said, well, give them to the people. You've got a whole school of prophets here. Give them to the people that they may eat. This is my first fruit offering. And so Elisha's attendant says, Gehazi, you remember this guy. His attendant said, what? This is a Jewish, what? Will I set this 20 loaves of barley and some ears of grain? Will I set this before 100 men? You expect me to feed 100 guys, hungry prophetic men, with just a few loaves and a little grain? What will I set this before 100 men? But Elisha says this, give them to the people. Give them, the people, that they may eat. For thus says Jehovah, they shall eat and have some left over. So he set it before them, and the school of the prophets, the 100 men. They ate, and they had some left over, according to the word of the Lord. So, thrown in for nothing, no extra charge, we not only have Jesus as the second Moses in John chapter 6, we not only have Jesus doing the same thing the Lord does, but we have Jesus doing something greater than Elisha the prophet did back in the time of the kings. So where does this leave us? What shall we walk away with? We're certainly not walking away with bread. We're not walking away with fish. What we walk away with is the confident knowledge, not just knowledge, but the confident knowledge, that just as Messiah can fulfill the needs of the people of Israel, so too he can meet our needs. His abilities are far beyond those of mortal men. His abilities are those of our God. And our God loves us enough, what, to give us a meal? No. That's the catalyst for the lesson. Our God loves us enough to send us his Son to live a life among his people, a life of holiness and separateness and perfection, moral perfection, so that it can climax in a miserable, humiliating level of suffering, death. But after 3 days, our Messiah rose from the dead. Feeding 20,000 people, that's worth more than 200 denarii. Saving all who put their trust in his identity and his actions on our behalf. Giving the right to become children of God for all who believe. That, my friends, is priceless.